Mr. Snyder here with the next tutorial for the grade 9 orientation trailer that we're editing. So far what we've done is we've added 3 sequences in our timeline that are like little mini stories. Each of these represents a different version of the trailer. And then what we did is we added each of these corresponding videos to the correct template or sequence along the top. So we've got the structure of our projects done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be on orientation template 1. I'm just going to do a very quick review. I want to see the video track here, so I'm going to open it, expand it by clicking the triangle. I've expanded it. I want to make it bigger. Go in between video 1 and 2, click and drag up, makes it bigger. Go in between, double arrow, click, drag down, we'll make it smaller. I want to be a little bigger so you can see what I'm doing. And then audio, let's do the same thing. I'm going to click on the audio. Now I can see the audio waveform here. And I'm going to click and drag down, make it a little bit bigger. Not only will I see the audio here, but I'll also see it on the audio meter here on the right. And I'm going to play it. I can't speak at this point because the audio is very high. But you see the audio bouncing way up here. That's a good level. We'll talk about audio levels later, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm going to reduce the audio level here so you can hear me, as I speak over some of these visuals as they play. I'm going to right click, audio gain, and I'm going to reduce the level. So I'm going to go minus 20 decibels, dB. Decibels is the unit of measure for audio. You're not going to do this. I'm doing this simply for the sake of the tutorial, but I might as well take you along for the ride to show you how to adjust audio, which we will be doing once we get to green screen. Click OK, watch the audio waveform. See, much smaller. And now the level's way down here. Now you can hear my voice over top. If at any time you can't hear the audio as you play a template, okay, it's nothing you're doing wrong. You'll be able to see it. You'll be able to see it bouncing on the meter. But if you can't actually hear it in your headset as you're editing, go to Premiere Pro on a Mac, Preferences, and go over to Audio Hardware. Okay. Now, if it's on a PC, I don't think it's actually Premiere Pro. It might be File Preferences. The bottom line is you're looking for Preferences, Audio Hardware. Click it. And this top box will tell you where the audio is expecting to come out of. Now, if you have headsets plugged into, say, a Mac computer, you might have to click it and select headset output so you can actually hear it. Or if you don't have a headset plugged in and it's expecting you to have one, you might have to click it and go to System Default Input and Output. Okay, so that's how you would change the audio settings so you can actually hear the sound, not just see it. Again, Premiere Pro, find the Preferences, Audio Hardware, and this top box is where you're going to have to change the settings depending on your configuration. Okay, so that's if you can't hear the audio, which does happen. Now, and that even may happen halfway through your project, so just remember how to do that. Now, what have we got here? We've got template 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go back to 1. I'm going to lock my video track, lock my audio track so I can't overlay video or audio over top of this video and sort of spoil our template. What do we have? Let's look at this. Drag the play bar back. Hit spacebar will play, spacebar will pause, spacebar to play, spacebar to pause. Okay, this little Hollywood opening you're seeing, that's going to be on all 3 templates. It's not going to be this one. They're all different, but it's just kind of like a little Hollywood thing to sort of get you into your video trailer. Okay, it's kind of cool. Bam, we hear music right away and we see this red motion background. Now what is that? That is the background for our titles that we're going to add. And you can see we have one here. If I go down further, oh, there's another one. That's another red background we're going to put a title over top of. Another one. And there's about 3 or 4 or 5 titles depending on the template you're using. Okay, so that's what that is going to be, is a background for your titles. We are not going to completely cover this red. It's going to show through with just our text over top. What follows this title? Bam! These gray outlined figures that you see are actually from iMovie, from Apple, and what they do is they suggest where the camera shots will go. So anytime you see a grayed out screen like so with a figure of some sort, that's where a camera shot will go that we're going to import in the next video. Okay, every time this camera shot changes, a couple of them are a little subtle, you're going to change your camera shot. These are suggestions. It's not an absolute has to happen at exactly that moment, but it's a really good guide for you to go by. So watch. Camera shot, new camera shot, another camera shot, and then another title. Play the title. We'll have a title over here. Oh, camera shot, camera shot, camera shot, another one, and then another title. Okay, so you can see how the structure of this video is going to play out for you. That's why we started using a template, so the structure is already there for you. Now you're going to make editing decisions based on picking the best camera shots and the best portions of the best camera shots. And we'll get into that when we get into the editing. Okay, so that's the structure you're going to find if I go to template 2. Hey, look, a blue background. Okay, that's where a title will go. This video, there's the Hollywood opening. This video starts right away with camera shots. Camera shot, camera shot, camera shot. Background. Hold the phone, as they say. Okay, phone's been answered. Good. Okay, so same structure, except this one starts with camera shots, not with the title. Title, go down further. Oh, there's another title, camera shots, another title, camera shots, more title. Okay, so the structure's the same in all three. They're just a little bit different look. It's certainly different music and different pace to the cutting, perhaps. Template 3 starts with the title. Look at that, camera shots, title, camera shots. So your job now is to do this. You're going to pick which one of these 3 sequences you want to edit with. Start with sequence 1, take your play bar right back to the very beginning of the project, space bar to play. This stays, this will never go away. Okay, and play it all the way through. Play the video all the way through and sort of make your decision based on the feel of the music, the pace of the clips, how fast are the camera cuts happening. Sort of look at those 2 things in combination, but primarily your decision is going to be made by the music, which music you like best. Template 2, same thing. Play it, okay, and so forth. And you're going to watch the whole thing. Once you've decided which one you want to work with, you're going to close the other 2 because you're only going to use one of these sequences. Okay, so I'm going to use sequence 1, orientation template 1. I'm going to close orientation template 2 sequence. Click the little X to close it. Go to orientation template 3 sequence, close it. And now I'm left with just the one orientation template sequence on the top of my timeline, and that's what I'm going to edit with. Now, here's the interesting thing. What if I say, oh, you know what? I either closed the wrong one by mistake, or you know what? Maybe that's not the best one after all if I listen and watch it a second time. Go into your sequences bin, and you have still the sequences there. If I decide I want to use 2, oh, yep, there's 2. Double click it, and it's back on the timeline. I haven't lost it. All I did was close it. And then I could go and close template 1. Or if I like 3, double click it, 3's there, and I could close 2, and now I'm working with template 3. Okay? I like template number 1, double click it. So that means I'm going to get rid of template 3, close it, gone. Now, here's the interesting thing, is that anytime you make changes in your project file here, you're not actually destroying any media. You're not taking it out of the project file. When you edit video clips, you're not actually destroying the original video clips. When you change titles, you're not destroying your titles. You're just changing things. What you're doing is changing the set of instructions you're giving to the computer to tell it how to handle different pieces of media. So it's called non-destructive editing. Nothing's being destroyed. You're simply changing instructions to the computer as to what to do with the media. Non-destructive editing is a very key term in video editing. The other key term that I'm going to mention right now is we don't have to edit our entire template in the order that it appears on our timeline. For example, template 1 starts with a title. Well, I'm going to suggest we do all of our titling at the end of the project, simply because I want to focus first on the camera shots and editing and get you into the fun stuff, and then we'll build the titles. Titles are very important, however, so don't sort of downplay their importance. They are kind of like signposts along the road telling us which way to go. So I'll get into that when we get into titling, but we don't have to edit the titles first. This is called nonlinear editing. Okay, I can start partway into the project right here with the camera shots. And then you know what? If I don't want to do the next set of camera shots, I could go to the third set of camera shots down here. I don't have to do it in the order it appears in the timeline. That's called non-linear. In the olden days, when I first started in television, we edited on videotape. And if you wanted to make a change in the middle of your project, big trouble. Not only was it big trouble, but it was a huge expense. You had to edit things in order. Not so in the digital world. It's a wonderful system. All non-linear editing systems work this way, and it's a fantastic way to edit. So, again, your job, pick the template you want to work with, close the other two, and then once you're ready to start editing, watch the next video and we'll show you how to import the camera clips to actually start the editing process. My project's auto-saving. Excellent. That's it for this tutorial. Catch you on the next one.